This is probably the first rant I'm going to make in a long time. And this rant is a very special rant and a very serious rant. This rant is going to be on bullying, the effects of bullying, what bullying can do, and the effects it has on people as well. Now, bullying can really have a big influence on somebody. Bullying can be something taken too far. It could be like an insult. You know, some insults stemming from making fun of somebody because they're weird, or making fun of somebody because of the way they act, and certain things like that. Just really heartless stuff. And other people could bully too, because someone else has done to it. Because I've been a victim, not of actual bullying, but I've been picked on. You know, I've been called names, and there are things I've regretted. Like, I remember I've been a bully because I've been picked on before. Like, I've been doing that name thing. I even joked about certain things. And the person I used to be in high school does not reflect what I am right now. Looking back, I feel guilty doing a lot of the stuff that I did back in high school. And I'm hoping if anybody I've affected in high school doesn't have to watch my videos or look at me in disgust, because I am not the same person as I was. I regret that. I remember barely anybody would get in trouble when I got picked on, like called names, just very minor little things. And barely anything happened because of that. So that made me do the same thing. And that was probably the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. I recall I joked about a certain disease and made up rumors. Biggest mistake I did, because I ended up getting in trouble for it. And when you do something like that to somebody, you will get your karma. And when you pick on somebody, you have to really be at the lowest point in your life. Because I know a lot of this stuff happened in my sophomore year, which is possibly was one of the hardest years of high school. And I don't think anybody could forgive me for this, but I just wanted to come clean on this. Like, joking about a certain kind of disease, the disease I joked about was cancer, which was really bad because my grandpa was suffering from it. I made bad rumors, probably because, you know, the others didn't get in much trouble for it, and I was really stupid for doing that, because I did a lot of stupid things like a lot of teenagers did. That's just a big mistake, because I know how bad, like, cancer can really affect somebody. As I've known, there have been people in my family, including my grandpa, who've suffered from cancer and died from it. And just recently, the YouTuber Technoblade, which I remember I only watched one video from him. I'm not a big fan of Minecraft, but he died of cancer at a really young age, and he was like 23 years old. You know, it's just real sad what the family has to deal with and such like that. And that brings me right back on, because that thing just popped up in my head, and I'm realized, what was wrong with me, and why would I do that, you know? And not to mention, bullying can really have a huge effect on someone in some way, because not only that, but it's responsible for school shootings. Like, bullying is the reason why 75% of school shootings and incidents happen. A lot of incidents and violent attacks happen, and people think they can just bring their gun to school and shoot the bully. That really doesn't work well. You should never do violence. And I know a lot of school shootings happen. Like, for example, one school shooting in my state, back in Kentucky, back in 1997 happened. Not just because of mental illness, but because of somebody getting bullied. Like, the guy he got picked on because, like, people made rumors about him being gay. And he ended up shooting a bunch of innocent people, that a lot of his peers, because of something related to that, just to make a point. And it wasn't really a good thing. Like, bullying could cause, like, violence and school shootings. The rest of 25% not is because of bullying, but the majority of the school shootings I know happen. And it's not just because of mental illness or some crazy person. It's because of bullying. And if you are a bully and if you're watching this video, I just wanted to make this part of the rant as a message to any of my subscribers who are still in high school or middle school, and they're suffering with something that happened where you got called names. Even if it is a name you're called, but you don't like to be called that. Like, if it's so much your name you go by. Don't go the same route that I did, because the others didn't get as much trouble. Think you can get away with it, because you really can't. And if that does happen to you, try and get help. Make sure your parents get help. Tell your parents. Tell a trusted friend or an adult. Or if a trusted friend doesn't help, try to just tell an adult, like your guidance counselor, your principal, your teachers. everybody that could probably help you. If things don't work the first time, keep on trying and keep on trying hard. You don't want to end up becoming the next school shooter or something like that because of something like that. And violence and hurting other people and killing people are not the answer to problems like that. Not only that, but also killing yourself because of that, or just, committing suicide. That's not the answer either. You should never do that. And I know because what the things I did that I've talked about were like the biggest mistakes I've ever did. I even did that name calling thing too, because I didn't like someone else's name. A lot of stupid things. And sometimes I just forget, and I got brainwashed to think that when I knew for a fact it wasn't good, Biggest mistake of my life. So all I gotta say is, like, if you ever think of that or you forget, but because of something bad happens, take my advice and just do not try the route that I did. There are certain things you probably should keep to yourself when you're at school. And if you're a bully, rethink your life. Rethink your life. Get help. Go get help from a guidance counselor if you ever are someone like that. And you better rethink your life. Try and sort things out with the person that you're picking on. Because one of these times, like, you might as well get a talk from the teacher or something, like I have one time. I just wish the people who affected me in some way got the same talk as they did. Because I don't think the school system does enough to help other people like that. Because our education system is trash. They don't do enough. And I just think that, parents, like, when it comes to school shootings, they need to talk to their kids about what's happening in school and try and get them help and maybe hide their weapons so, their kids wouldn't be able to steal them. Because one of the reasons school shootings happens is because parents don't keep their weapons in a safe place. They have to keep them away from where their kids would find it. So, yeah. Like, parents need to ask their kids what's going on, what's happening at school. Like, if something's really bad that's affecting them, they should get as much help as possible from they can. Like, have a meeting with the school or something like that. My point is, bullying is wrong, and if you're ever in a situation like I was, don't do it. I've thought about this recently, and this has haunted me. And I know a lot of the stuff I did was just really heartless. And I wanted to just repent for what I did. Anyways, that was it for my rant on bullying. This is kind of like a PSA or a message, but just a little short one about everything. Anyways, that was about all. I'm out.